The work is very part-time. People constantly demand things from you, and you're forced to wear a uniform that can be seen a block away. No, not a BK Live host. We're about to meet a real, live, local Santa for hire. But there's a family history there. It all started during his childhood when his own mother donned the red suit. Here to bring us joy and share his story as S. Klaus is Chuck Dorr, who also happens to be the owner of Dig Garden Shop on Atlantic Avenue, the award-winning windows of Dig on Atlantic. If you're out, check it out. Welcome, Santa.
Welcome. Thank you for having me.
I got a question. What is the #1 question you're asked as Santa around the holidays this time of year?
I don't ask a question so much. They ask what they can have. This is always, what can you give me, Santa? You know, what I want. Because everybody's plugged into, you give Santa a list. Everybody's got rules, Santa rules. I find that if I break those rules, each child will say, that's not what you do, Santa. So every child has this, you know, if I say, where is your sleigh? I say, it's over on State Street here in Brooklyn because the parking is better. Well, aren't they floating? And I'm like, well, yes, they do float above. So why can't they, you know, a lot of questions about the technical thing. It's whatever the parents have told them. If we have no chimney, how do I come in? This is a big one for New York.
Is there ever like a most bizarre take on Santa that you've heard where they say, oh, don't you travel through time or this and that? Like, you know.
Not so much through time, but what am I doing here so early?
Okay.
You know, they always say, why are you here, Santa? Because, you know, aren't you supposed to be making the toys? So it's a lot of fast talking. You have to say, oh, well, I'm going to go right after this performance. I have to go to visit some other little children, and then I'm going to go and get back to work. And they want to know about Mrs. Claus, you know, they want to know about the elves.
The elves, yeah.
I know better now to not bring a bag because they want the toys right away, and some kids will correct that, and they'll say, but Santa, we don't get the presents till Christmas. And I think, you're right. You are right. All right, and I'll just get rid of the bag now.
So how is this a family affair? You're one in a line.
Well, yeah, my mom always played this role, and she wasn't a very good Santa because she looked like an old little lady. But she embellished this. She'd just go, ho, ho, or even her ho-ho-hos were kind of weak, a little weak. And people would say, is that a lady? Ho, 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 she'd say, no. But then they asked me...
Santa doesn't know gender, right?
No, Santa knows no gender, but she could have played a Mrs. Claus, but she chose Santa. And then when they asked me on Atlantic Avenue to be Santa, I thought, oh, I can do this. This is a family tradition. And the costume, it's just... if any children are watching, this isn't a costume. This is an actual Santa. But it does feel like something, and I really enjoy doing it because... some children are afraid of you, but some children just embrace you. They just come and they cannot wait to hug that first Santa hug. Yeah. As compared to the terror Santa.
I got to know what is that like when the children are terrified of you?
When is the tipping point, though? What year do they start to accept and love you?
I don't think it's a year. A 2-year-old will come up to me and hug my leg and just say, oh, Santa, can I put you on the lap? You know. Yeah. And some kids stay all the way in the background. They're just terrified because this is a big, scary Santa. This is
You're
like
telling me.
So many
a big clown, you know.
Yes.
And clowns can be very, you know, and I'm big, and I'm like, oh, so I always ask the mothers to present the child to me. I don't grab the child, you know, because that's like terrible.
Yeah, never grab a child.
Never grab a child, and well, for many reasons, you know, let them come to you. And then new one this year has been to just slap me 5. So a child, even a 2-year-old, just a fist bump is good, but then just a touch is that if I can get them to touch me, candy canes work, a little tempting thing, and just try to get them to be comfortable. Sitting here on my lap can be very fearful. You know, they can be very, but then there's some babies that are just like, looking at this big red, white thing and just loving it. Yeah. You know, so you just never know. It's never a time period.
Any advice to the kids, or has a mother or parent been like, you know, if you don't act
No, I
right,
don't
he's
play
not
the-
gonna.
I don't play
been
the
watching you.
naughty nice thing.
You don't tell them you've been watching them.
No.
Even
I
when the
think that's
mother's
a
like,
little
no, he's
creepy.
been
Yes,
naughty.
me too.
I think that naughty nice thing is kind of subjective. Who am I to judge? So, I'm Santa. I think you have
Person to
to.
judge.
I think you have to. I always say, be nice to your folks. Be nice to your parents. Be nice if this is the grandmother presenting. I say, oh, be especially nice to grandma. These people are your most important people and your most important gifts. And as corny as that sounds, I think it is true. I think if they ask for an iPod, I bring them right back to grandma, because I think I don't know some of these toys they want, even though I make them.
Good work on the hoverboards, man.
I don't understand them. And the hoverboards without a helmet, I understand could be dangerous. So, or burn up, right? They burn.
Yeah, they light on fire.
I'm working on that.
Please.
The elves are working
Take it
on
back
that.
to the lab.
Yeah. Only the cheap ones I understand.
Right.
The other ones don't. So it pays to have Santa on your list. So yeah, I just think to be nice to each other is really important to teach them.
Well, let's talk about your shop then on Atlantic Avenue.
Thank
You want
you.
to? Give us a plug. Tell us about your award-winning windows.
Well, this year, I've been on Atlantic Avenue for 10 years. It's been something we work on every year to try to get people, as do all people in Brooklyn, to get them to your store. Atlantic Avenue is coming around more and more.
It is.
And I've tried for 10 years, and it was a wonderful thing to be awarded this year of and I think maybe it was you who came and said it looked like an underwater thing, which was not at all what I was thinking, but now I'm ready to put in some fish and add, because it does feel very underwater.
It's a beautiful window.
Thank you.
I urge you, employee, to get out and do some local shopping on Atlantic Ave. These are some of just the beautiful things you guys consistently have outside at Dig. They were decorated from the curb all the way to the back of the store. So
Yeah, we have lots of things that we can do and lots of gift ideas. All of Atlantic Avenue does. It's really great to shop small and to support the local business.
there's living trees here. You
Living
can make
trees, you can make an
Christmas
arrangement.
every day in your heart.
Just like
Yeah.
winter. I was going to add snow, but I decided
Bring that
not
evergreen
yet.
into your house.
Bring an
Make it- make
evergreen,
it a
and this will
tradition.
last you all through the
through the
year.
holiday.
Yeah,
It's gorgeous.
And
I
actually,
love
thank
it.
you.
It's
Well,
beautiful.
Santa Claus from Dig Garden Shop on Atlantic Avenue, thank you very much for
My
being here.
pleasure.
One more big ho ho ho.
And how about a little bit of
There you go.
An angel just got his wings.